days passed, I began noticing small disturbances around our property. Porch furniture rearranged, my grandmother's herb garden disturbed, our dog refusing to go outside after sundown. One morning, I found a dead coyote at the end of our driveway, its body contorted unnaturally, its eyes missing. My grandfather buried it without a word. That night, I heard my father's voice calling from the darkness beyond my window. "Just come talk to me," it said. "I miss you. Don't you miss me?" The voice was perfect, the exact timbre and cadence of my father's speech, down to the way he'd slightly stressed the second syllable of my name. But something in it rang false, like hearing a recording played backward then forward again. I remembered my grandmother's warning and pulled my blankets tighter, whispering prayers she'd taught me until dawn broke. The next evening, my mother announced she was driving into town for supplies. 2 hours later, headlights swept across our front yard. I went to the door, expecting her return, but the car didn't pull up to the house. Instead, it idled at the end of our long driveway, high beams blazing. My phone chimed with a text, "Come help with groceries." I stepped onto the porch, then hesitated. Something felt wrong. I called my mother's cell, and it went straight to voicemail. As I stood there, uncertain, the car's horn blared. 3 short bursts, our family signal. My grandfather appeared beside me, gripping my arm with iron fingers. "Your mother's car broke down 20 miles from here," he said quietly. "She just called the landline. That's not her out there." We watched as the headlights finally switched off. In the sudden darkness, I could just make out a figure standing beside the car, too tall, limbs too long, head cocked at an impossible angle. That night, we barricaded the doors and windows. My grandfather stood vigil with his rifle, though he told me bullets might slow it, but wouldn't stop it. "It wants permission to enter," my grandmother explained. "It wants acknowledgement. Deny it both, and it will eventually seek easier prey." But it didn't leave. For 3 nights, it circled our home, wearing different faces, using different voices. Sometimes my father's, sometimes friends from school I hadn't seen since Phoenix. It mimicked our dog's bark so perfectly that twice I nearly opened the door before catching myself.